Hey everybody, Joshua Robertson with LifeGrove. How are you? Seriously, how are you doing? In recent days, I've found that there's been many posts online about how it's okay to feel fear or to feel afraid, to be uncertain in what's going on around us, not to necessarily take any action, and how it's okay just to be beside yourself. And yet, the response I've seen from many folks, at least through what they're sharing, because we're not spending a lot of time face to face, is that they are continuing to put up a wall. They're continuing to give this impression, this facade that everything's okay, everything's fine, nothing's bothering them. They are courageous, they are weathering the storm, nothing can touch them, they're unstoppable. And while that I think can be true in instances, are we really taking time to feel? Are we really taking time to be vulnerable with ourselves? Now, I understand that vulnerability is a dangerous, dangerous waters to step into because it feels uncomfortable many times. To really come to a place where we're being honest with ourselves, being authentic to who we really are, and facing the real concerns that we have that are just churning through us that we're not necessarily willing to share out loud. We can find that time spent around our significant others or our children or other family members or friends, we want to put on this face of being strong and being immovable like a mountain, and yet underneath the surface there's oftentimes cracking that's taking place. For many people, this is more time than they've ever spent in isolation or in solitude or being with the same individuals day in and day out without a break, to be able to get away. And that can be taxing on us to really have that experience and let it touch us. Now, I will say that I've seen a lot of folks also employing tactics to try to escape from this, whether it's through movies or video games or other elements, to try to just break away from the reality that we're all living in. And while, again, that is a good technique to use to try to feel some sense of psychological safety, I really want to encourage you today to be vulnerable with yourself. I want you to recognize that your vulnerabilities are what make you human, and if you can meet them head on, you're going to come out of it with this recognition that we are all in this together, that we're all vulnerable in what is going on. So if you would, take some time today. Go and sit down, look at yourself in the mirror. Just, when you get up close, look yourself in your own eyes, and just take a moment to recognize who you are. Look beyond the facade, see yourself, feel your emotions, be vulnerable for a moment, and allow yourself to really take in what is going on in the world around us. Don't look for any rationality or reason or any type of understanding to try to block off that feeling. Don't try to rationalize your emotions and what's going on. Don't look for excuses or point the finger to blame others. Just take time with yourself. Take a moment to be at least vulnerable with yourself. And then if you're able to take the next step and be vulnerable with those that are closest to you, maybe it will help ease some of that pressure, some pressure that you may not even know has been there all along. So let me know how this goes for you. Take some time just to take a deep breath, let that emotion wash away, be vulnerable with yourself, really feel what is going on, and hopefully it will ease some tension, make you rest a little bit easier. And that's another reason why I wanted to make this video and talk about this. I cannot tell you the amount of people that are reaching out right now that are not sleeping well, waking up in the middle of the night, not eating well, not taking care of themselves. This is all stuff that I talked about in my last video about the importance of self-care during this time. Being vulnerable with yourself is another aspect of that self-care. And if we want to heal, if we want to grow, if we want to stay connected, we need to recognize the importance of being vulnerable. Take care.